This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, good morning everyone. I want to briefly just do another part of a Seif test. And this is regarding Birchas Hatorah. I'll start with a story. When I was a bacher in yeshiva, I used to wake up in the morning, I would wash negovas, I would say, Moida ani l'fanecha, melech chai v'kayim, shechazarta bi nishmasi, b'chemla, kama. I wouldn't say the word kama, I would pause after, b'chemla, rabba emunasecha. Then I would say, Reishis, chachma, yiras adoinoi, seichel toiv, l'chol oiseihem, tihilasoi oimedas la'ad, baruch shem kvod malchusoi l'olam va'ed. I would say that because that's what I learned in my cheder. And the bacher next to me said, you know how to say that? So why you know how to say? He said, you didn't make Birchas Hatorah. I said, well, you didn't make Birchas Hatorah. It's in the Siddur, and that's what the cheder Rebbe taught me. He said, look, you always got to improve. You have to look in the halacha. You're not supposed to say Pesukim before Birchas Hatorah. And I looked at it, and I stopped saying it. And I'm even surprised I remember this pasuk, because I have not said it in 20 years. I have not said the pasuk Reishis Chachma Yiras Hashem in 20 years. So we're about to see, are you allowed to say Pesukim before Birchas Hatorah? When is this noigea? Every single day. For example, you want to daven slichos. You didn't say Birchas Hatorah yet. You want to say Matoivu. You want to say Pesukim. You want to learn. I'm sorry, learn for sure you can't do it. But Pesukim derech tchinu bakasha, is that permitted before Birchas Hatorah? Says the Mechaber, Lo yikra Pesukim koydem Birchas Hatorah. Do not read verses before Afal Pishu Oimram Derech Tachanunim, even though you're saying them supplicative. Says that's the shita of the Tur and the Agur in the name of the Ravid and the Orches Chaim. V'yesh Oimrim She'ein Lachash. Some say, don't worry. Why? Kivan She'ein Oimrim El Derech Tachanunim. You're davening. You're not learning. What should you do? V'nachain Lachash Usar Rishayna. It's not usher to say Pesukim. It is correct to be concerned for the first opinion. Says the Ramah, the minhag is, look in the Siddur, Reishis, Chachma, Yiras, Hashem, the Shaharei, Bimei HaSlichos, Muzalma HaSlichos. The proof is in the pudding. We got the pudding in again. That you're allowed to, you say Slichos, and then V'achar Kach Mevarchan Al Torah, Im Seder Shar Brachos. V'chein b'chol yom kishenachnasim l'beis hakneses. Every day when you enter shul, omrim kama psukim v'tachnunim v'achar kach mevarchim al Torah. So therefore, the minhag is like the latter svara that you're allowed to be lenient. But v'noagu, the custom is l'sader Birchas Hatorah, is to arrange Birchas Hatorah miyad achar Birchas asher yatzar, and therefore ve'ein l'shanois. Meaning, we'll see in the Mishna Berura, even though technically you're allowed to, the minhag nowadays is to be machmir not to. That's the bottom line. The bottom line is, we're noyeg not to say Pesukim before Birchas Hatorah, even derech tachanunim, and therefore, bimei slichos, you should be makbid to say Birchas Hatorah before slichos. Okay? So basically, this halacha is like 4 points. The first point is, not the Mechaber brings Rishonim not to say Pesukim derech tachnunim. He then brings a Yesh Oimrim, don't be not a problem. His conclusion is B'choshesh for the first svara. The Ramah says no, the minhag is like the second svara, but then the Ramah says but we're machmir, and therefore the minhag is like the svara Rishayna. Says the Mishna Berura, we'll read a little bit. Haslichos. Ulefimasha kasav lekamei. But based on what the Ramah says later, that nowadays we make Birchas Hatorah right after Asher Yatzar, not to say any verses originally, in the beginning. That means we hold not to say Pesukim, even supplicative, before Birchas Hatorah. Therefore you should be noyeg even during the days of Slichos. Loimar Birchas Hatorah, to say Birchas Hatorah koydem haslichos uledalga achar kach, and then obviously you skip it afterwards. Yeah, you got that? If you're going to say Birchas Hatorah before Slichos, don't say it again after Slichos, because that will be a bracha she'eina tzricha, and that's a lot worse than saying Pesukim before Birchas Hatorah. V'achar kach mevarchim. This is again going in the Ramah's original assertion that we say slichos and then we say Birchas Hatorah, shekol zehu me'ikar hadin. This is according to the letter of the law, me'ikar hadin. By the way, the Stipler in the Kilas Yaakov in Siman Yudala, the Dirshu quotes, explains what's the reasoning of the first shita. So since we hold mitzvah strichos kavana, and the first shita holds mitzvah strichos kavana, therefore, if you're going to say Pesukim and your kavana is derech tachanunim, so you're not yotzei the mitzvah of Talmud Torah, and therefore you don't have to say Birchas Hatorah. Possibly, could we say that it's not really dependent on mitzvah strichas kavana, even if you have mitzvahs ain't strichas kavana. But if you're davening, if you're saying Pesukim as Tefilla, there's a shita of Rabbi Shlomo Kluger that you can only do one thing at a time. Mamela, if you're davening, you're not learning. And if you're saying Kriya Shema, you're not learning. So even if mitzvahs ain't strichas kavana, you can't get both. I'm not learning now, I'm davening. So I'm davening, I'm not yotzei Talmud Torah. Not because I'm not being mechavein, because there's a idea you can only fulfill one thing at a time. By the way, be it as it may, this is again another way as well. This is a very important way. This halach is nageya. Kriya Shema. You wake up in the morning and you need to say Shema before you go to shul. Let's say you live in America where they like to daven after the Zman Kriya Shema, right? So you're going to have to, yeah, we do. That's the way it works over here. So you need to say Shema before you go to shul. Do you have to say Birchas Hatorah before you say Shema? Me'ikar adin, you don't have to. But according to the Ramah, you should say Birchas Hatorah before Shema. However, you're running late. You look at the clock. You don't have enough time to say Birchas Hatorah and Kriya Shema. Then of course, you don't say Birchas Hatorah, you say Shema. This is a chumrah. Everything we're saying now is a chumrah to say Birchas Hatorah before you say Pesukim. If it's going to mean missing Kriya Shema, then of course you're going to say Shema without Birchas Hatorah. Okay, va'achar kach mevarchin shekol zeh me'ikar adin u'chumash hevi zeh beveis Yosef. Okay, 1 second. This is going on. Me'ikar hadin, you're going to say in the Yimei Slichos, we say Slichos, and then we say Birchas Hatorah. Says Mishna Berura, shekol zehu me'ikar hadin u'chumash hevi zeh beveis Yosef b'shem Maharil. Like the Beis Yosef brings the name in the Rosh, shekein haminag ba'Ashkenaz. Meaning, classic minag Ashkenaz is not to be makbid to say Birchas Hatorah before Pesukim. However, the Chumrah of the Ramah says we're going to say Birchas Hatorah before Pesukim, and we're going to be like the Sfardim. M'sayim al zeh Ramah v'nagu l'sader v'tzulemer shekayom nagu ha'olam lahachmir kedivrei Hatorah shelo yloimar shum Pesukim koydem Birchas Hatorah. To say Kedusha before Birchas Hatorah. Reb Chaim Noah says that's not considered a Pesukim. The Shevet HaLevi says it's not Pashut. Now what about those people who say Pesukim before they put on talis and tefillin? That's Asur. You can't do that without Birchas Hatorah. Oh, but I'm just saying it derech tachnunim. No, you're not. You're not saying derech tachnunim. You're saying Pesukim of the Torah. That's me'ikar hadin. You have to say Birchas Hatorah. Meaning that's not the chumrah of the Ramah. That's me'ikar hadin. And even ma'toivu and v'ani b'roiv chastecha avoy beisecha, Reb Chaim Kanievsky says, you should say Birchas Hatorah. I'm just not sure if he's saying that me'ikar hadin or from the chumrah of the Ramah. Okay, let's do one more. Miyad achar The minhag is to say Birchas HaTorah right after Asher Yatzar. V'yesh oimrim the Birchas Elokeinu Neshama smuch leBirchas Asher Yatzar. Some say that's the Gra. I try to do that. I say Al Netilas Yadayim. Right before I go to shul, I wash my hands. I say Al Netilas Yadayim, Asher Yatzar, Elokeinu Neshama, and Birchas HaTorah. V'yalkein yivarech Birchas HaTorah achal Elokeinu Neshama v'kasav al zeh prim gadim the nara upashte regarding juxtaposing Elokeinu Neshama with Asher Yatzar. I don't understand why that would be so. You know, you have nothing to lose by putting Elokeinu Neshama. I mean, why should you not do that? I think you should do that. Here he brings that the Mishna Berura says earlier you should do that, by the way. Yeah. Mishna Berura in Siman Vav, Sivkata Yud Beis, says you should do outside Hayoser Toiv to be masmich Birchas Elokeinu Neshama. In the Siddur, they put Birchas HaTorah first. They also put Reishis Chachma Yeras Hashem in the beginning. So, anyway, the best way to do it is before you go to shul, you wash your hands, you say Netilas Yadayim, Asher Yatzar, Elokeinu Neshama, Birchas HaTorah. This way you could learn on the way to shul, and you're Mekayim, Asher Yatzar, Elokeinu Neshama the best possible way. Okay, we'll hold it over here. Can we get together tomorrow, 9 o'clock, and then finish this page, and we'll be able to start Birchas HaTorah on Monday, and we'll be on schedule. Okay, so tomorrow, 9 o'clock. Sorry, went a little long today. Kol Tov. Bracha B'Hatzacha.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.